read of A Song Unsung by Elise Free. Elise, please say hello.
Hi.
The script was one of 3 winners from the 2019 festival, and I'm Patricia DeSalvo Viara.
Hi, I'm Mike Viara, and I'm the festival director, and I help Patricia run Lady Filmmakers, and we are the co-founders. It's hard to believe it's been 12 years, but we're excited to continue advancing the technology. This is our first web-based table read, so we're really excited.
And I'm Katie Preston, the assistant festival director.
And Lady Filmmakers is in its 12th year, and we are accepting submissions for the 2020 season. We are currently evaluating whether we will be online or holding on a different type of modified version of the festival. Either way, we are moving forward with our season. Now on to the show.
So I'd like to introduce our cast to you. Charlie, read by Tiara Thompson.
Hello.
Hank will be read by Sean Wilson.
Hi, everybody.
Bruno, read by Lorenzo Sandoval.
Hello, everyone. Hola.
Cash will be read by David Naminga.
Hey, all.
Nadine, read by Jodine Revere.
Hi.
Ricky will be read by CJ Jones. Rufus will be read by Dakota Brown.
Hello.
Chet will be by Dylan DeSalvo.
That's me.
Last but not least, Hayes will be read by Jonathan DeLima. Jonathan? Yeah. And our narrator will be Heather Duncan.
We want to thank you all for joining us and take a second also to thank Kelly Ray Powell for her song contributions. She wrote the songs Song Unsung and Black Eyed Susan that are featured in the script.
Great, thank you, Katie and Mike and Elise. Heather, whenever you're ready.
Fade in exterior Texas farmhouse, porch day. Charlie, also known as Charlotte, age 5, sits on Hank's lap. They hold a guitar between them. Her little fingers wrapped around the strings with Hank's fingers over hers. He glides her hand as they sing, gently orchestrating the chords as he strums. They play the Honky-Tonk Blues by Hank Williams.
Well, I left my home on the rural route. I told my pa I'm gonna step in now and get the honky-tonk blues.
Oh, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues.
Well, I stopped into every place in town. The city life has really got me down.
I got the honky-tonk blues. Well, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues.
I'm gonna tuck my worries underneath my arm and scat right back to my pappy's farm and leave these honky-tonk blues. Well, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues.
I got the honky-tonk blues. You're a natural, Charlotte. You got the world under your fingertips and the voice of an angel.
Hank disappears and Charlie is left alone, holding a huge guitar. She continues singing until her song is cut short by the staccato sound of a screen door slamming shut. We see dust flying up the long driveway and Charlotte looking out. She's standing alone now, her arms outstretched as the guitar slowly disappears.
The honky-tonk blues. Oh, Lord, I got 'em. The honky-tonk blues.
Interior Texas honky-tonk, 20 years later, day. The bar is empty except for a mechanical bowl sitting in the middle of the room like a massive centerpiece. Charlie, now 25, dries glasses behind the bar and wipes counters. She draws a beer from a tap that explodes into froth.
Do I have to do everything around here? I'm talking to you, Kenny Chesney.
The mechanical bowl stares straight ahead.
No, don't get up.
Charlie turns on the radio to country music and taps the keg like a mechanic under a car changing the oil. A moment later, she walks to the front door.
Cover your eyes, Kenny. The cowpokes are thirsty.
Opening the bar door to the flood of midday Texas sun, we see for the first time how beautiful Charlie is, the light punctuating her youth and spirit against the backdrop of a darkened bar.
I told you that sun will blind you, but you never listen.
Charlie pats the mechanical bull on the head as old cowboys begin to slowly filter in. Without a word, Charlie draws their beards with the perfect amount of foam. Rufus, a good-looking African-American cowboy in his 40s, enters out of breath.
Sorry I'm late, sugar butt.
That's okay. Kenny changed the taps. He's more helpful than he looks. More helpful than you, some might say.
A customer nods in agreement. Rufus and Charlie wrestle like brother and sister.
Uncle.
Say auntie when a girl kicks your butt.
Auntie. Damn, you're a feral cat.
Meow.
Charlie turns on the mechanical bull, who jolts forward once before coming to a screeching halt.
What's it gonna be, Fess? The usual?
I reckon.
Shirley Temple it is.
Rufus pours Fess a six-fingered whiskey, then pulls Charlie over to the corner of the bar.
What'd the doc say about your mama?
Said it's a tibial plateau fracture.
I don't know what that is, but it's got too many words to be good. How long she gonna be laid up?
Maybe a month, 2, depending on how pouty she is.
So 3 months then. Kenny's gonna need a raise.
I dared her, but didn't think she'd do it.
You dared Mama to ride up the bull, and you didn't think she'd actually do it?
It's the only surefire way to get her to do anything you want. She'll fight anything but a dare.
Double dog dared her.
Well, while she's feeling sorry for herself at home, I'm the sheriff in these here parts, you hear?
Oh, we hear.
Charlie works the bar like a well-oiled machine. She knows what everyone wants before they ask. Interior Texas honky-tonk night later. The place is packed with young and old cowboys as a bluegrass band plays on stage. Charlie waits tables, making small talk gliding from table to table like a graceful and familiar waltz. The band quiets and a young woman who is on fiddle stands center stage and sings an Appalachian folk song, "I'm Leaving You This Lonesome Song." Charlie is mesmerized, frozen in place.
I'll take another cold one, Charlie.
Charlie doesn't move or blink. Rufus comes up behind her and slaps her on the butt.
Look alive, cowgirl.
Charlie comes out of her trance, nods to the customer, and heads for the bar. Exterior honky-tonk night later. The bluegrass band sits around a small fire pit, laughing, strumming guitars, drinking beers. Charlie comes out looking exhausted and hands a band member their cash. They give her their beer bottles in exchange. Before she re-enters the bar, she turns to watch the band and their joyful banter. A look of longing and defeat comes over her face as she juggles the beer bottles and heavy bar door. Interior honky-tonk night. Customer Bill drunkenly saunters out of the bar. Rufus teasingly throws a towel at Charlie, who is putting up chairs on tables.
Woo! I am throwing in the towel. Get it? Throwing in the towel, then I threw the towel at you.
Hilarious. Head on home, little doggy. I'll finish her up.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
And if they do, you're supposed to say, I'll stomp them with my shoe.
My dad used to say that. Sorry, I just don't know what I am.
You're a feral cat.
Meow.
Somebody needs to take pity. Put that kitty down. Not sugar butt.
Night, Rufus.
Rufus exits. Charlie locks the door behind him and pats the mechanical bull on the head, looking deep into his eyes. She picks up an empty beer bottle and stands on stage, holding the bottle to her mouth like a microphone.
I'd like to dedicate this song to a very hairy but gentle beast, Mr. Kenny Chesney. This one's for you.
Charlie's beer bottle suddenly becomes a microphone, and the house is packed with an attentive and adoring audience.
Have you ever been lonely? Have you ever been blue? Have you ever loved someone just as I love you? Can't you see that I'm sorry for each mistake I've made? Can't you see that I've changed, dear? Can't you see that I've paid? I'll be a little forgiven. Take me back in your heart. How can I go on living now that we're apart? If you knew what I'd been through, you would know why I ask you, have you ever been lonely? Have you ever been blue?
When Charlie looks up, her microphone has become a beer bottle again and the crowd is gone. Her soulful and joyous face falls to morose recognition. Close up on the mechanical bull whose marble eyes look strangely sympathetic. Interior farmhouse night later. Charlie enters the dark living room. Nadine, late 40s, Charlie's mother, is asleep on the sofa, her leg propped up on pillows. While Charlie grabs a blanket from the chair, we hear the sound of a shotgun being cocked.
Don't shoot, Mama. I'm just getting you an Afghan.
Not loaded.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it is, but I'd never shoot you on purpose, baby girl.
Well, that's comforting.
Charlie exits to the kitchen but continues the conversation.
Tea?
Nah.
Whiskey?
Now you're talking.
Interior kitchen continuous. Charlie pours them both a whiskey.
So, how's things?
Things?
Bar? Good crowd?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask about me. Of course not. The bar. It's fine, Mama. Kenny's holding down the fort just fine. But he did say something about a raise.
You know I love you.
I know.
Even though I almost shot you.
The band was really good tonight, Mama.
Yeah?
This girl sang, I'm leaving you, this lonesome song. Remember that one? I'm leaving you, this lonesome song. I'm leaving you before so long. You'll see that train coming down the line. Then I'm gone and I know you'll be behind. Don't weep for me when I'm gone. When I hear your name, I'll think of home. I'll be gone so long before so long.
Uh-oh.
It's a beautiful song.
You're getting that feeling again.
I am not.
Patsy Cline, Tammy Wynette, June Carter.
Plane crash, spousal abuse, cheating men, I know.
Because?
They followed their dreams.
No.
Because they left their mamas.
It's different for women. Everything is. You know, it's dangerous out there. Now hand me my pillow.
Or you'll shoot.
I just might.
You know, I can't sing in front of anybody, so what's the matter?
You sing for me.
Only at gunpoint.
You used to.
What?
Get me another.
What I used to.
Charlie takes the Afghan off Nadine's feet.
Now my tootsies are cold.
I used to what?
Remember the night owl?
Charlie shakes her head no and puts Nadine's Afghan back on her legs.
Old Dive out on Route 63. I was working a double at Pick and Shop, and Daddy had you for the day. You were maybe 3, 4. So what's he do? Doesn't take you to the zoo, I'll tell you that much, son of a gun. I'm working, and Mrs. Paulson walks in. Remember that cow, 2nd grade teacher at Jefferson, looked like one of them weeble wobbles, you know, weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. And she says, you'll never guess who I saw singing her little heart out at the Night Owl this morning. I just froze, and I thought, good God, what has your daddy gone and done?
Charlie pours them another drink. Nadine is now acting out the scene very dramatically. She shoves the pillow in her shirt to look like a weeble wobble.
Your little Charlotte, I thought couldn't be her. Her mom would never allow for that. Sunday morning when most little girls are at Sunday school singing the Gospels, she's up there with her daddy belting out a song about whiskey and women. Well, I just thought you should know your daughter and her daddy are both going to hell in a handbasket.
You're making this up.
Okay, first I asked the Weeble Wobble what she was doing at the Night Owl on a Sunday morning. That shut her up. And then I hopped in the pickup and drove straight there, ready to kick the living daylights out of your daddy.
Can't imagine why he left.
But when I showed up, I saw something. You were shy, scared of your little shadow, but up there on stage with your daddy, you were fearless.
I'm still fearless.
No, you're smart ass, and there's a difference. Now get me another Afghan, would you?
Charlie obeys and then tucks her in like a little girl.
Love you, Mama, you crazy old coot.
I love you more than the moon in the sky and the stars in your eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Charlie turns off the lamp.
Put your gun away.
We hear the sound of the shotgun shells emptying onto the hardwood floors.
I didn't know the gun was loaded, and I'm so sorry, my friend. I didn't know the gun was loaded, and I'll never, never do it again.
Interior, Charlie's bedroom, night. Photos of female country music stars cover the wall. Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Montana, Mother Mabel, the Carter family, Kitty Wells. Charlie runs her fingers along the posters lovingly, stars in her eyes. Charlie takes out her guitar and begins quietly strumming it. After 3 chords, she writes lyrics on a piece of paper. Close on photo of Charlie and her dad on the nightstand. Begin flashback. Exterior Texas farmhouse porch day. Charlie, 5 years, is sitting in front of Hank while he plays the guitar.
All you need to write a country song is 3 chords and the truth. Harlan Howard said that. Now, I suppose you haven't learned about that in kindergarten yet, but there's C, then there's F, and last but not least, there's G. And there you got a song, and there's the truth.
And flashback. Interior, Charlie's bedroom, night. Charlie plays all 3 chords.
You got a song.
Interior, honky-tonk day. Nadine sits at a table, her foot perched on the mechanical bull like a pedestal. Charlie and Rufus are behind the bar getting ready for a busy evening.
These tables aren't clean. You call these clean? Ruth, you clean these?
Yes, ma'am.
Bull pucky.
Mama, they're clean. Everything's sticky here no matter how many times you wipe it.
That's the charm of this place.
Char, did you order more than...
Yes, Mama. I do check inventory.
Okay, who's playing tonight?
The Hoot and Hollers.
Rufus pulls Charlie into a huddle out of Nadine's sight. This only makes her lean in and listen more.
Yeah, we got a problem. The Hoot and Hollers are stuck in Albuquerque.
Well, don't tell Mama.
Don't tell Mama what?
She has bat hearing, crazy old bat.
Yeah, I heard that too.
The Hoot and Hollers canceled, but Roof got another band in their place.
Who?
The 3 chords.
Never heard of them.
Well, you don't know everything.
What? Yes, I do.
Mama, go home. Put your foot up and relax.
You mean leave you here to run this place into the ground?
Oh, look, she reads minds too. Crazy old psychic bat.
Nadine grabs her crutches with a grumbling and an overly dramatic sigh and lurches herself forward into a standing position. She wobbles for a moment and Charlie and Rufus wait to see if she's going to break her other leg too. She corrects her wobble and gingerly hobbles to the door.
Okay, Sugar, you're in charge. This old cowpoke knows when she's been put out to pasture.
Moo! Who are the 3 chords? So, who's playing tonight?
This is Texas. I'm sure someone out there can put 3 chords together and call themselves a band.
Interior honky-tonk office day. Charlie is looking through an old Rolodex of bands, unimpressed. Who is a Rolodex anyway? She tosses it aside, grabs her cell phone, types, scrolls, and makes a call.
Hey, Missy, it's Charlie. I heard you had the Black-Eyed Susans there last night. What'd you think of them?
Interior honky-tonk day. While the band The Black-Eyed Susan sets up, Charlie and Rufus watch from the bar.
That drummer is mighty cute.
Rufus and Charlie are both staring directly at the drummer, Cash, who blushes and looks down. He's mid-20s, Kurt Cobainish with a dash of Eddie Vedder.
If you're into sexy drummers.
Cash is messing with the sound system, and when it squeaks a deafening tone, Charlie runs over.
Sorry about that.
Charlie hums into the microphone while Rufus tweaks the sound. She's completely unaware of her singing while doing a sound check.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer true. Answer true. True, true, true. How's that, Roof?
Kitty Wells.
Hmm?
Your voice. You sound just like Kitty Wells.
I wasn't singing.
You were singing. You singing later?
I'm bartending later.
Singing later. That'll be the day.
Exterior honky-tonk day. Charlie balances a large pole into the air, changing the letters on the marquee. The letters keep falling on top of her. Hank, 58, the gruff hippie lead singer of the band, stands against a ratty tour bus smoking a cigarette and drinking an industrial-sized coffee in a gas station mug. After watching her struggle for a while, he puts his cigarette out on his boot and tucks the remains in his shirt pocket.
Hallelujah. It's raining letters.
You have too many S's. I don't have that many.
Well, I didn't think of that when we named ourselves.
Hank helps pick up letters from the ground.
I did this gig about 10 years back. Back then, we were the Big Thicket Boys. Only one S. You probably weren't knee-high to a grasshopper then.
Hank hangs the remaining letters on the board. He and Charlie stand back and stare at the name, The Black-Eyed Susan, with 5s replacing the S's.
Never heard of you.
Well, nobody had. That's the problem.
So to rectify that, you change your name to a flower named after a girl?
You're pretty young to be running this rodeo. You got help?
A mechanical bull and a black cowboy. Sounds weird, but it works.
Does old Jack still run this place?
Old Jack's dead. Now he's just dead Jack.
Hank Campbell.
Charlie Wells.
Nice to meet you, Charlie Wells.
5s work just as good as S's, unless you look too close.
Interior honky-tonk night. The Black-Eyed Susans play to a dismal crowd of drunken cowboys, but they don't seem to mind. Bruno, 40, is on bass fiddle, is dressed in mariachi cowboy attire with bright red Jaliscos. He is Mexican and very proud of it. Chet, 37, on keyboard looks like a waspy debutante who walked into a country store and said, "Make me a cowboy." Clean boots and bright colors, he has never lassoed anything but an Ivy League education. Cash, 28, is Eddie Vedder on drums, sans guitar. The band plays a blue-grassy country song. Their sound is old country western with mariachi and grunge tones. Charlie is behind the bar serving customers but completely mesmerized by the band.
He looked familiar?
The hot drummer?
Hank. Vocals.
I don't know him. He's a little old for you anyway.
He looks, I don't know.
Charlie hands the drink she's pouring to Rufus and exits. Cut to interior Texas honky-tonk later. Charlie muddles cherries and orange and sugar into the bottom of a whiskey glass.
You got real talent, Charlie. Real talent. You know, you make a better old-fashioned than your mama. She's prettier than her mama, too. You could be a model or a movie star. You want to be a movie star, Charlie?
You know what my dream is? To stand behind this bar for the rest of my life, muddling old fashions for you drunk old-fashioned farts.
Satisfied with that answer, the old farts laugh and drink their beers. All is right with the world when Charlie is behind the bar.
We're going to take a short break and be with you. We're going to take a short break and be back with you in just a jiffy. So saddle on up to the bar and tip that pretty little lady a good one. Hmm?
Hank tips his hat to Charlie and exits the stage. Charlie quietly follows the band backstage. Interior honky-tonk office night. Charlie on the floor sifts through a box of old photos, folders, sticky stubs. She comes across a photo of Hank standing with a group of men, all holding instruments and beer bottles. She turns it over and in her mother's writing sees the Big Thicket Boys. The band's manager Hayes, a sleazy mid-60s Donald Trump-looking man with a comb-over, enters and lingers at the door, leering at Charlie.
Holy comb-over. Come over. Come in.
Didn't mean to startle you. Just came to settle our bets. Hayes Davenport. I manage the Black-Eyed Susans.
We don't usually settle till the end of the night. Sometimes the talent gets too schnockered.
Charlie hands a fat envelope of cash to the manager.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. I used to play until my carpal tunnel got bad. I can barely make a fist now. Figure I'd be a better manager than a fiddle player.
Threw in extra since it was such short notice.
Hayes doesn't leave, just stares at her like a creeper. Interior honky-tonk backstage later. The band on break lounges on an ancient green room couch, drinking and laughing. Charlie walks by and stops at the door without being seen. She watches while Hank tells the band a story. We hear bits and pieces. The band is mesmerized, and when the punchline comes, a giant burst of laughter wakes Charlie out of her trance and she rushes away. Interior honky-tonk night. The band plays another set. The audience is now liquored up and loose with their applause. Interior honky-tonk hallway. Hayes hands Hank a small amount of cash. Charlie is walking to her office and witnesses the exchange. She quietly ducks into her office where she can listen in.
That's it?
I gave her hell, Hank, don't you worry. But she said, that's all I got. Look, I wouldn't say nothing to her. She felt bad enough as it is.
You know we're not a charity, right?
I know.
I can't keep accepting peanuts. I mean, these boys work their butts off every night.
I know it. Trust me. If anyone wants more, it's me. But this place, it's a dry well.
Charlie sneaks back to her office without being seen and sinks into the chair that is much too big for her. Interior honky-tonk night. Charlie pulls Rufus aside.
Ruf, the manager just stole a huge cut from the band.
How do you know?
I saw him.
What is with you, girl? I saw you sneaking around all night. I got you. You spying on that hot little drummer boy.
Shut up.
Come, they told him. The drummer, seriously, sugar butt? Didn't your mama ever teach you never to date a drummer? They are bad news. Bad drummer news.
Not the drummer.
The old guy?
I know him. At least I think I do.
Well, I'm going to give you some grand advice from the late, great Bessie Smith. Why don't you mind your own business?
But he's stealing from them.
Not your problem, little miss Hands Across America.
What?
Oh, you're too young to catch that. Point is, let it alone.
I can't.
It's not personal, kiddo.
Yes, it is.
Charlie turns and walks away. Rufus just shakes his head. Interior honky-tonk office moments later. Charlie sits at her desk staring at the photo of her sitting on Hank's lap. She spies the Rolodex she tossed off the desk, flips through it. Close-up Rolodex title, Big Thicket Boys, a scribbled childhood drawing of a black-eyed Susan flower, and in parentheses, a new title, Black-Eyed Susans. Begin flashback, exterior farmhouse day. Charlie, 5, walks through a garden, picking up snow peas and strawberries, popping them in her mouth. We follow her childlike skips into the garden by the side of the house where a host of black-eyed Susans grow. Charlie picks up a pruning shears and cuts flower after flower of black-eyed Susans, completely leveling the garden. Exterior farmhouse moments later. Charlie knocks on the door while holding a huge bouquet. She's beaming.
Mama, Mama.
Nadine comes to the door and through the screen sees the giant bouquet. She turns to see the beheaded flowers alongside the house.
Look what I did.
Look what you did.
Hank steps from behind Nadine and witnesses the scene. He laughs, lightening the mood and rubbing Nadine's shoulders.
If that ain't love, picked you every flower. Didn't leave a single one behind.
The yellow is your hair and the brown is your eyes, Mama.
Ain't that the truth? Your mama, pretty as a flower.
End flashback. Exterior honky-tonk night. Charlie marches up to the band as they sit around the fire pit.
Hi.
Hank, may I speak with you?
We better get to the motel. We got an early.
Hank?
Hank follows Charlie to an old picnic table and sits.
Yes, Miss Charlie Wells. They named you, Charlie? Didn't they know you was a girl?
It's short for Charles,
Your name is Charles.
after my dad.
Huh.
You should talk, Susan.
What's the news, Charles?
Your manager is not doing right by you.
Oh, that.
Rufus walks by with beers on a tray.
Can I get you a drink, Hank?
Don't drink.
Hands across America.
He told you?
Look, no one's in this to get rich. We're all just doing what we can.
And you're okay with it?
Money's tight.
We paid you $700. I saw Hayes pocket half. And by the looks of that comb over, he's probably been doing this for a long time.
We better get on that road, Hank.
Why are you accepting dive gigs anyway? You should be playing at the festivals. Austin bars, they pay 3 times what you're making here.
Hank processes this for a moment, his expression unrecognizable. He stands and both Charlie and Hayes await his response. Hank walks over to Hayes. Hank says nothing, just stares at him. Hayes gets up and heads towards the door.
Just like that. She's a liar, Hank.
Hayes throws his beer bottle on the ground and exits. Hank stares Charlie down. She doesn't blink and she stares right back.
You got guts. You know music and, well, you're cuter than a bug's ear. If you can manage a band as good as you can manage that bar, you should come on the road with us.
Charlie's attention turns to the band, laughing, drinking, and strumming their guitars. This is the life she's always wanted.
There once was a cowboy from Nantucket.
You want me to manage the Black-Eyed Susans?
We got an opening.
Well, I have to think about it.
Take all the time you need. We leave in 2 hours.
Exterior farmhouse night. Charlie strolls by the garden and picks a bunch of black-eyed Susans. Exterior farmhouse porch night. Nadine smokes a cigarette while looking through photo albums. Charlie watches from the bottom of the porch stairs.
Don't tell me you're getting all nostalgic. You do not do nostalgia well. Your nose gets all red and drippy and you drink too much.
Charlie walks up the steps and kisses her mama on the forehead.
You had the cutest butt of any baby, just dimples everywhere.
It's called cellulite and it ain't cute.
On babies, it is.
Is this what you've been doing all day, looking at baby cellulite and getting all sentimental?
What else do I have to do? I'm like an old horse with a broken leg. What good am I? What do they do to horses with broken legs?
They shoot them. Are you requesting volunteers? Because I can think of 20 people offhand willing to take you up on that offer.
Charlie snuggles into her mother's neck and breathes her in. Nadine kisses her head. Charlie pulls out a photo of the album. It's a cheesy winter wonderland scene with baby Charlotte holding a styrofoam snowball, sitting on Nadine's lap with Hank behind them.
Was this actually cool at the time?
Just what we did then.
We look happy.
Probably silly. Something so fake. Guess I wasn't looking too close.
Mama?
No.
I'm 25. I want to know.
He left. That's it. Guess he didn't want this splendor in the grass.
Didn't want us?
It's not that simple.
Then tell me.
Past is past.
To you, but to me.
Stop.
How can I start if I don't know where the beginning is?
Nadine closes the photo album gently.
Why'd he leave? Is it that bad of an answer?
My foot hurts. I'm tired.
If you don't tell me.
You'll what? Break my other leg?
Charlie helps Nadine stand and they hobble into the house. Interior living room night. Charlie tucks her mother into bed on the sofa.
Get some sleep, and I expect you at work bright and early.
I'm tired.
I don't believe in shooting horses, or in your case, mules. But if you don't get off your sad butt, I might change my mind.
Charlie kisses her mother's forehead as if she were the mom.
And what did I do to deserve you?
Not a damn thing. Night, Mama.
Nadine is falling asleep. Charlie watches for a moment sadly and exits up the stairs. Interior farmhouse, Charlie's bedroom night. Charlie sits on her bed staring at the faded Sears photo. She places it in her open suitcase, zips it shut, takes a look at the posters of the famous female country singers on her wall, and exits. Interior farmhouse kitchen night. Charlie places a note on the kitchen table by a vase full of black-eyed Susans. A letter that reads, I gotta see where this road leads. You aren't out to pasture just yet. Get back to work, you old mule. Love, Charlie. Interior farmhouse living room night. Nadine is asleep on the sofa, her leg propped up on a pillow, shotgun by her side. Charlie turns on the TV. The Roy Rogers shows plays quietly on the television, flickering the black and white hue of cowboys riding off into the sunset. Charlie looks at her mama with resigned determination and exits.
Fearless.
Charlie exits. Exterior honky-tonk night. The band staggers onto the bus. It's late and everyone except Hank is inebriated. Cash walks to the back of the bus and sees Charlie curled up asleep on the very last seat. He motions for Hank to take a look. The others follow and turn to Hank.
Looks like we got ourselves a new sheriff in town.
New sheriff.
Are you kidding me? Her?
Well, she's cuter than the last guy.
Bad enough we got a girly name. Now we have an actual girl.
Next week, Hank will tell us that we're going to be a boy band.
The Four Directions.
New cowboys on the block.
Menu don't.
They all stumble into the seats as the bus pulls away. Fade out. Act 2. Interior bus morning. Charlie wakes up alone on the bus. Takes her a moment to realize where she is and a look of excited panic crosses her face. Did she really just do this? Exterior bus morning. Charlie peers out the window of the bus to see they are parked at a truck stop along the interstate. Interior truck stop later. The band members sit around a booth, empty plates strewn about the table. Charlie cautiously approaches the table, her hair a serious mess of bedhead. She tries to flatten it down.
Morning, Sleeping Beauty. We ordered you some huevo rancheros, extra runny.
It'll put hair on your chest.
Can I get you anything else, honey?
Coffee?
You want cream and sugar?
Just black, please.
Guess she's already got hair on her chest.
Boys, did you sleep well?
Like a rock.
That's good to hear. Now, if you can sleep on the bus with a bunch of soaked scallywags, you can sleep anywhere.
Sticky rolls on the house. You don't strike me as a huevos rancheros gal.
Thanks.
So this here's Bruno, Cash, and Chet. Don't know if you were formally introduced.
Oh, we met before.
I'll break it down, okay? I'm the Mexican. Chet just stepped out of Cowboys R Us catalog. And Cash, well, Cash is a little puppy you just can't help but fall in love with.
A puppy that reeks of patchouli.
And this here is Ricky, R-I-C-K-Y.
Or Ricky's deaf.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ricky. Ricky, right. R for Ricky. And driving because I'm the driver.
It's his name sign. Mine's C and cowboy hat. Bruno is B and idiot.
I'm B, el guapo mexicano.
What are you?
He's,
Puppy.
What's that?
Wolf. Okay, it means wolf.
Wolf. Oh, okay.
That's it.
So, we got a gig in Midland tomorrow. Couple small towns before we get to Abilene. Before that,
Do you have a schedule?
An empty one.
something usually falls in our laps along the way.
she did.
Charlie pushes the sticky roll away and takes a huge bite of runny huevos rancheros. They're impressed. Exterior moving shot later. The bus travels through small, depressed towns, past liquor stores, mega churches, general stores, and down abandoned country roads. Exterior country bar night. The band unloads gear from below the bus.
If any of those goes messy, you come to me and I'll rough them up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Interior country bar night. The band plays while Charlie nurses a beer at the bar. Through Charlie's POV, we scan the band members. Hank in his old country attire, Chet like a brightly colored urban cowboy, Bruno in his country mariachi getup, and Cass dressed for a garage band. Charlie shakes her head and puts her mug on the counter, motioning for the bartender to fill her up. Interior country bar night. As the band plays, we pan the sleazy clientele. Old cowboys picking up prostitutes and a toothless elderly woman playing spoons at the bar. Charlie finishes her beer and exits the bar. Exterior sleazy country bar night. Charlie stands by the side of the building on her cell phone.
Hey, Ruth.
Girl, you are in big trouble.
She'll get over it. How is she?
Well, she's up, moving around. You leaving was a big kick in the pants for her to retire her role as Tiny Tim.
Will you tell her I'm doing okay?
She's here if you want to.
No, Rufus, no. Just tell her I'm okay.
Are you really, sugar butt?
Yes.
Not like you to up and walk out on your mama. It's that cute drummer boy, isn't it? Come, they told him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. He is not the grunge Jesus, you know.
No.
And you're not smoking the marijuana.
Ruf, just take care of her, okay? I think Hank is my daddy.
Nadine grabs the phone from Rufus.
Have you lost your ever-loving mind?
Mama.
You don't know what you're doing.
Maybe that's a good thing for once.
It is never a good thing.
I'm not like you.
Oh, you're not. Are you? You're not like what? Not like what, Charlotte?
Never mind.
Like what?
Scared.
Well, sometimes worms are better left in the can.
That's not even an expression.
You better be packing heat out there.
Nadine hands the phone to Rufus.
She'll be okay.
Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
And if they do,
I'll stomp them with my shoe.
Charlie hangs up the phone just as if the band is walking out to the bus. Interior bus night. When Charlie enters the bus, Cash motions for her to sit next to him. She does, and Hank smiles knowingly. Interior bowling alley day. Circa 1970 decor, a little rundown but charming small-town league feel. The band members are the only patrons. As they bowl, Charlie watches from the bar. Bruno bowls in his Beliscos, refusing to wear bowling shoes. He has a mariachi-style flair even in his delivery. Cash is horrible, his ball hugging the gutter, and Chet carefully considers each move. He has his own custom ball, bag, and shoes. Everything matches. Cash saddles up to the bar with Charlie. They watch as Chet finds his stance and, like a pro bowler, spins the ball into a 7-10 split.
Wow.
It's his revenge.
Bowling?
Yeah, Chet grew up in a boarding school. He'd sneak away to a bowling alley like I did too. It was the ultimate revenge for waspy parents.
Bowling.
Worse than crack in Connecticut.
He's good. Really good.
I mean, I'd be good too if it were forbidden. I would, okay?
Hank walks up to the bar.
I wanted to show you something.
Charlie pulls out her tablet and shows them photos. Insert screen photo, Vicente Fernandez, Nirvana, Johnny Cash, and Garth Brooks.
What's this?
It's you, the Black-Eyed Susans.
Who am I?
Johnny Cash.
Bruno joins them at the bar.
And that's you.
That's not me, mija.
This is what you all look like when you play. You sound good, but you don't.
We don't look good. I look good.
Chet approaches with his matching bowling attire and ball with his initials.
I look hot.
You don't mesh.
Yeah. If we don't mesh,
I simply hate to mesh.
nothing meshes up my hair.
Meshes up your hair.
You need a new look, more cohesive, less. Nothing goes together. So visually, the music can't go together.
Charlie notices Ricky, who is sitting at the bar drinking a soda.
Ricky. Do they look good? What'd he say?
Hot match.
I like my style. I'm not changing it.
Yeah, you know, I'm not crazy about getting all matchy-matchy.
Did he just say matchy-matchy?
I think he did.
I'm sure he did.
I know what this is. A little girl playing dress up with her Ken dolls. I will not be your Latin Ken doll.
You're a band. It's not just about you or you or you or you.
It's about you.
This is about us.
You are not us.
Bruno.
It's okay. You guys want to keep playing bowling alleys and cowpoke dives? No skin off my hide.
Charlie downs the rest of her beer, walks towards the bowling lane, picks up Bruno's ball, and launches it down the lane. She turns back to the guys as we hear the sound of 10 pins crashing down behind her.
Crack in Connecticut.
Charlie stomps out the exit as the bright noonday sun lights the bowling alley up, then slams shut, leaving the men in the dark. Exterior moving shot night. The bus drives through Texas countryside, the sun setting in the distance, and finally into the darkness. Interior bus night. Charlie sits alone, holding a photo of the Sears family photo with fake snow. She places it in her backpack and peers around the bus seats, where she sees Hank sitting several seats away. She walks over to him and he scoots over. They sit in quiet for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Ever get tired of this?
Never thought about it.
Where's home?
Here, you're sitting on my couch right now.
Cash peeks his head around the seat and smiles at her. He's cute, but she's on a mission.
Is there a Mrs. Hank? So, this is home? A smelly bus?
Open road.
No place that's yours?
Whole world's mine.
No house?
Nothing to paint or fix.
No family?
Why'd you leave with 2 hours notice if home's so great?
I don't know.
Get on a bus with a bunch of strange men for no reason? Don't that just take the damn cake?
Patsy Cline, Tammy Wynette, June Carter. What's the first thing you think of when you hear those names?
Voices that break your heart, but make you feel better afterward.
You don't think about how bad they had it?
Everybody's got it bad. If they didn't, there wouldn't be country music.
Hank looks out the window while Charlie sits there staring at the thousands of bugs hitting the windshield. Interior motel lobby night. The band is crashed on the small sofa and chairs while Charlie talks to the hotel clerk, who hands her a bill to sign. Charlie stares hard at the bill and motions for Hank.
We're short.
We can double up.
That is doubled up.
Triple up.
Well, I can't. That would put me with one of you.
Cash overhears the conversation and volunteers by raising his hand. He falls over from the exertion. Interior hotel room night. Cash and Charlie walk around the tight room, unpacking, moving in tight space, forced to squeeze together to pass the bed to get to the bathroom.
Ladies first.
I'll be quick.
Charlie takes her towel into the bathroom and we hear the shower turn on. Cash paces the room, looks in the mirror. Charlie is out before he has time to properly admire himself.
All yours.
Well, that was fast.
I told you I was fast.
Cash laughs uncomfortably and escapes into the bathroom, but only for a toothbrush. While Charlie is primping in the mirror, Cash comes quickly back into the room. Charlie is caught off guard.
It's good we got 2 beds. Oh. No.
It is. It's good we got 2 beds.
What?
2 beds.
Dude beds?
Cash goes into the bathroom and spits out his toothpaste and peeks his head out from the bathroom.
2 beds.
Cash kicks his pants off. He tries to do this in a cool way, but his pants hit him in the face. He picks them up and folds them and places them in the hotel dresser.
Nice PJs.
More than what I usually wear. I can't believe it.
What?
You blushed.
I have never blushed in my whole entire life.
Cash climbs into his bed and pulls up his covers, laughing to himself. Charlie slips into her bed and, while under the blankets, pulls her pajamas off and throws them at Cash.
You're not the only one who sleeps naked.
Cash catches her nightshirt and is almost paralyzed with excitement and shock.
Now who's blushing?
Charlie turns off the lights. Exterior bus morning. Charlie stands by the bus while the guys load their belongings underneath. Bruno approaches Charlie and drops a garbage bag by her feet.
What's this?
Laundry.
Okay.
Okay.
I look like a laundromat?
It's part of your job.
Hank? Hank!
Hank shows up with his laundry also in a bag.
Comes with the job. That's just how it is. When we're practicing.
I'm laundering.
Hank nods. Bruno gives her an I told you so look, and Cash shows up with a small bag and an apologetic smile. Interior laundromat day. Charlie and Ricky shove laundry into the washers. Charlie watches Ricky meticulously separate whites from darks. Charlie throws whites in with darks, socks with clothes. He looks at her, laughs, and follows suit.
How'd you come to be a bus driver for a band?
I'm deaf. You think it's ironic?
Charlie doesn't understand his voicing of the word ironic. He senses she's confused and points to his eye.
I?
Ricky runs out the door and runs back in.
Run. Ick.
I
run. Ick. I run. Ironic. Ironic. Ironic.
Right. I met Hank.
A.
He's the only person there who talked to me. Everyone else scared. Not Hank. He came up to me and asked me how to sign something.
What'd he ask you to sign? What's... Anything else?
Just that word. He was happy with one word.
Charlie continues to sign it as Ricky puts quarters and soap into the machines. Exterior country highway morning. The bus is stopped by the side of the highway. Charlie and Ricky peer into the hood.
What?
I have no idea.
Hank appears.
Well, hell.
Is it bad?
It ain't good.
Exterior middle of nowhere gas station day. A country mechanic spends most of the time pulling up his pants and the rest of the time looking into the hood of the bus. He grunts with disapproval.
So you can't fix it?
I could. Gotta order parts. Don't just have parts for a 1967 bus lying around.
What are we looking at?
1,200, 1,300.
Holy smokes.
We could hitch into Fort Worth, stay for the weekend, hit our gigs, should make enough to pay for our parts.
Yeah. Don't have money to stay anywhere. We can't rough it on the bus if we ain't got a bus.
I'll figure something out.